All right, good evening, everybody. We are here live with Diehard Racing League's Automated Office Technologies Truck Series as we are now in the final 4 races here. We are starting the chase here. Tonight we will be at Chicagoland Speedway. Next week next week is a little bit controversial because I do believe it'll be coming up on 4th of July weekend, so there might be a little bit of change in an off week, but our next race after here at Chicagoland will be at Bristol Motor Speedway, and then we will go to Charlotte Motor Speedway, and as always, we will end the season in Homestead, Miami, where we're going to see if Robert Barris in the 75 can wrap up 2 championships in 1 season. Right now, everybody is taking to the track for qualifying. It's 10 minutes of open qualifying here. Just finished practice, so let's see. With open qualifying, we all know the drill here. Same thing. It's, you've got 10 minutes. Get out there and get your best lap in. You have plenty of chances to go back down pit road, do what you need to do, and get that top spot. So, Alan, any bets on who we're going to see up towards the pole? Because we do have the 97 Cameron Hearn on track, and we know he's fast, so that's one to look out for. We got the 75 Robert Barris. We've got several contenders for that pole spot, including Lieutenant Todd Cray, who he thinks is going to stick at the top.
You know, kind of looking at practice times, you know, Robert's sitting there in first, and James has actually got second place fastest lap in practice there. Cameron's back in fourth, so it'll be interesting to see what happens here.
I think the biggest thing to note too tonight is all 2 practices that we've been watching, the track is extremely loose on the low line, so we're not going to see a lot of passing going on the low side. And the trucks are very, very ill handling down there on the low line, and also up on the Larson line around the wall too. So you're pretty much confined to the 2nd and 3rd groove if you really want to try and make something stick there. And that's also going to probably mean that getting on the pit road on a green flag, we might see some issues going on there. Now these 4 races here have a lot more importance than the last 8 that we have done, because these ones here now are the ones that are going to be do or die. You've got to have your best finishes in these last 4 races to get that championship here in the chase.
And I have a list of your chase drivers.
Spit them out.
We have Robert Barris, Seth Schultz, Brad Speidel, James Brown, Avery McDonald, Jose I can't even talk about
Josue Telephone Booth Tellis.
Chris Ostrander, Caleb Thompson, Rodney Kramer, Josh Jones, Adam Nowinski, looks like William Ruland.
Which, unfortunately, the 42 of William Ruland will be off of iRacing for an undetermined period of time. He had a family issue come up, so he will not be making probably the remainder of the season.
Well, that's unfortunate. Well, our thoughts go out to him.
I remember, I think it was a ATS stream when I was there one night. He jumped in the shot there and said see you Sunday, and then Seth got a message from him that something came up with the family going on, so don't know exactly what it is, but thoughts and prayers go out to his family there. And obviously real life takes precedence over sim racing here, so hope everything goes well for William there. And it's one less truck I got to worry about repainting for next week and fixing the body and possibly putting new suspension and motor components in it.
Well, you know, that's unfortunate, just looking at that list there. With Cameron Hearn sitting in 13th, he is just outside of the chase trucks.
I do believe also the 10 of Todd Cray made it in because he did not have his provisional used yet, so the provisional got him into the chase, plus the wins. That also helped quite a bit right there, with racking up 2 wins in the regular season. Now as we go into the chase season here, do you think we're going to see 4 different winners, or are we going to see a repeat winner here in this 4-round race?
You know, I'm not sure. What do we got? Give me a second. I'm looking at what tracks we go today. Chicago.
Then we go to Bristol, then Charlotte, and then Homestead. Bristol is going to be the key race of the chase. If you can survive Bristol and get a top or good scoring position in that one, that's going to be the determining factor, because the rest of them are 1.5-mile tracks. Looking out front right now, our current pole sitter is the 75 of Robert Bears. Trailing behind him in second is the 97 of Cameron Hearn. Seth Schultz in the 77 is currently our 3rd place truck. Todd Cray in the 10 machine is being scored as our 4th. Joshua Jones 5th, Rodney Kramer 6th, Brad Spital 7th, Adam Nowinski 8th, Josue Tellis 9th, and James Brown rounding out the top 10. It looks like some of these guys are opting not to qualify.
Well, I'm kind of just looking over some last season stats here, and one of the driver that took both Bristol and Miami in season 5 truck series is not racing with us this season.
So would be Jason, wouldn't it?
Corey Brown.
Oh, really? Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Coming up here on the 3-minute mark left in qualifying. You can see right there on the high side that it's not easy to save these trucks. Same thing on the bottom side. They're very, very loose. So track temp. Well, let's go ahead and pull that little animation up there, seeing how we do have these switches, and I just don't take advantage of them. Track temp right now is just under 104 degrees, as we see the 77 of Seth Schultz whip it around on the backstretch there. Now it's partly cloudy, air temp, this is all fixed weather, but the track temp is a little bit warm, so that would explain the looseness too, as well as whatever the starting state was put at. But nonetheless, these trucks are definitely almost looking like they're racing on a 1.5 mile dirt track. So we see the 97 there, Cameron Hearn hard into the wall.
Track conditions, marble and dust are going to be left on the track. Practice started with slight usage of 5%.
There's the problem.
And then it's qualify, you know, and everything carries over from there. So
that's definitely what's going to cause the loose trucks, is having a very low starting state.
It must have rained here this weekend.
I know it rained like hell here yesterday, so it might have. It was tropical depression Cindy, so that might have transitioned up there to Joliet, where we're at tonight, and so I'm not really seeing a lot of rubber on the track. So we are pretty much fairly a pretty green track tonight. So hopefully these guys can get a line rubbered in, or at least they'll have some grip, and we won't be plagued with a lot of cautions here, as we do have 15 entries tonight.
Yeah, just kind of looking over last season with the trucks. Robert only had 1 win out of 10 races that year.
He's got multiple this season.
Yeah, he does.
Him and Todd both have 3 or more wins. It's hard to keep track of Robert, because Robert's in like every group that I know of that I've broadcast. He's in Mentorship, he's in Roaring Thunder, he's been with us with Diehard for forever, so Robert is definitely a predominant name when it comes to any of our broadcasts.
Yeah, looks like Robert's got 2 wins, Todd Cray has 2 wins, and Cameron Hearn actually has 2 wins. Here.
Hearn. And once again, we saw the 77 go around on the backstretch again off of 2. And it appears that the 10 of Todd Cray has knocked Seth out of 3rd spot. So Seth will drop back to 4th. Rodney Kramer now being scored in 5th. Adam Nowinski 6th. James Brown 7th. Joshua Jones 8th. Jose Tells 9th. And Brad Spidle's going to round up the top 10. Right now, Robert is still holding down the fastest with a 30.287. Cameron with a 30.354. And Todd with a 30.374. The only 3 drivers there to get the times down in the 30.3s. All right, so checkered flag is out on that. So at this time, we're going to bring out the U.S. Army marching band for our nation's colors and national anthem. So please rise and remove your hats. Fantastic job as always, and that will lead us right into tonight's starting grid. On pole with a 30.287, we have the 75 of Robert Barris. Starting outside of him will be the 97 of Cameron Hearn. Rolling off 3rd tonight will be the 10 of Todd Cray. Seth Schultz in the 77 will start 4th. 5th goes to the 6 of Rodney Kramer. Adam Nowinski in the 28 will roll off 6th. Starting in 7th position tonight, we have the 68 of James Brown, and outside of him in 8th, the 76 of Joshua Jones. Josue Tellis in the 24 will be your 9th place starting truck, and Brad Spidle in the 5 will round out the top 10. Avery McDonald in the 29 will roll off 11th. Chris Ostrander in the 73 will start 12th tonight. Caleb Thompson in the 4 will start from the 13th position. Ralph Vandervorst in the 3 will be your 14th place truck, and rounding out the field will be the 71 of Keith Nelson. It's good to see Keith over here at Diehard. I know we see him every Tuesday with Mr. Shift, so let's see what he can do here with the trucks. So the pace car is making its way around the track now, which means we are less than 1 lap away from starting this race here. It's going to be very interesting to see how this initial start plays out, seeing how all the drivers know exactly what these trucks are doing, and some of them don't exactly know. It does appear that I think we only have 14 trucks because I do not see the 71 on the track. Yeah, I don't see him on the track. Pace car makes its way here through 3 and 4. It'll be dropping down onto pit road, and we'll be getting this race ready to go. Pace car's down.
Green flag.
Green flag is out. We are underway, lap 1 of 150. Let's get trucking. these guys played out. We see predominantly everybody running the Highline on the back stretch. We got the 6 Rodney Kramer and the 68 of James Brown down there on the low side. James is able to make it up in front of the 24. He's going to get down there onto that apron, which might be a little bit of a risky move, seeing how loose these trucks get. But we all know James is one or two things he's doing. He's either actually racing or he's going to try and drop to the back. But we can see right there that low side is very loose because he did get a bobble there, which now for the 24 to take a little bit of advantage of. But right now it seems that everybody's trying to stay right around that middle groove. Right now, Robert Barris has an early lead of just around 4/10 of a second.
So I thought the 76 was going to push it 3 wide there and try to get around James, but he went way low and lost the bus.
I think that's the one thing these drivers are going to have to keep remembering. You just can't dive it down in here tonight with the track conditions the way they are. You really have to take care of your equipment tonight versus a track that has more usage on it. With there being barely any rubber, this track is just so loose right now. If you get up in the high side, it's just as loose as being there right down there on the bottom lane. So it's definitely going to be hard to pass, but hopefully with 150 laps, we should be able to get enough rubber laid into the corners to where it's going to start making the racing a little bit better, as it's pretty much going to stay single file for the most part. Number one, it's way too early in the race, and number two, it's way too dangerous right now to try and make a pass on the other side. As we see, the 76, he's going to dive it down there in turn 3 and 4. Right now, he does have the advantage over the 68 of James Brown, and he's going to take that spot. That will be for, I believe, 9th position.
I think James is headed towards the back of the field just to ride it out for a while.
I don't blame him. I would be doing the same thing myself.
I mean, looking at the track, there's still quite a bit of marbles laying up there on the top.
We had several drivers in practice that logged over 100 laps too, so you figure that some of those, or at least a lot of those marbles would get cleared up, but that is not the case, as we can see that the Highline still does have a lot of marbles up there. And now we're watching the battle for 8th place. Right now, 8th is currently being held by the 29 of Avery McDonald. The 76 of Joshua Jones is trying to take that away from him. He did make his way around the 68 of James Brown, but now he's got to try and get up to the back bumper of that 29 Skoll Silverado and see if he can make his way around it in the Browning Silverado. As right now, we see Avery's trying to put a little bit of pressure there on the back of the 24 of Josue Tellez.
Speedway tell us how I'm getting tongue-tied on it.
I'm just curious what you're going to call him next.
I might just go back to calling him telephone. At least I can pronounce that.
Or you can do like Roaring Thunder does and just call him Josh. So we've got 12 laps in the books right now, and it's still right around a 4/10 of a second lead right now that Robert has over Cameron. As we see, the 76 of Joshua Jones has made his way up to 8th spot. He took 9th away from Josue Teles. And Avery has also made his way up. He is now being scored in 7th. The 29 there, a little loose there off the corner.
As was the 24. Yeah.
That's 3 times in a row.
I was thinking of trying to say Brad went underneath him, and he got a little loose. And we've got the 27 of Avery McDonald making his way into the infield down the back. 29, excuse me. Alan said damn broken tonight, he's breaking me. Unfortunate for Avery, he did take it down below the racing surface, so that will not bring out the yellow flag. Yeah, he was trying to turn through the corner, and the back end just stepped out on him, and he just could not get it recovered.
It looked for a second there like he almost had to say, oh, we get the 6 of Rodney Kramer. He got loose there off of 4 and down. He's rolling through the infield right now. Rodney was in the 5th spot. Now he's going to lose a lot more than that as he makes his way back up on track there.
Yeah, again, the back end just steps out, so these trucks are starting to really lose the rear end on them.
They've been doing this all through practice, and it's probably only going to get worse as the tires wear out on these trucks. We see a little bit of a bobble there with the 5 truck of Brad Speidel, but looks like Rodney's got her back up and going again. Now he's currently being scored in the 9th position.
Yeah, I thought I heard a little bit through race chatter during practice there that it was about 12 to 15 laps, and then the back end really started to step out on these trucks.
We see the 73 of Chris Ostrander. He's trying to take 10th place away from James Brown. He's going to do that with ease out of 3 and 4, so that'll move James back to 11th.
Chris Ostrander makes his way past the 6-car AOT.
Now let's see if we can get that car truck on the upside line.
Well, as long as he doesn't get it on the upside down line, he'll be all right.
Well, it seems like
Rodney.
the car truck.
Yeah, the car truck. It's a Subaru
Truck.
Brand.
Oh God, or Chevy Lev. Now let's see if we can get that car truck on the upside line.
Well, as long as he doesn't get it on the upside down line, he'll be all right.
Well, it seems like the inside or the outside is the upside down line.
Well, you know, I think Chris has been kind of lurking here in the back, just feeling his tires out because he's pushing the truck a little bit now, and he's starting to move his way forward as he's reeling in 24-car horsepower.
Meanwhile, out front, the 75 of Robert Barris has a 2.3 second lead over the 97 of Cameron Hearn in second. That 73 truck, he's trying to reel in up to the back bumper of that 24, and as they come off a 4, he's going to do so. He's going to do the crossover here down, and they come to the start-finish line. This is the battle for, or was the battle for 8th place, as Chris Ostrander is easily able to get around the 24 of Josue Tellez. So they'll move Chris Ostrander up to 8th, and Josue back to 9th. No, it wasn't. It was straight up, hey, I'm going by you. And I'm pretty sure that out of the 2014, no problem, because we are still very, very early on in this race right now. And I think a lot of the drivers may or may not have used the tires up a little bit too much, or a little bit more than they wanted to. So you see that 24, it looked like he was kind of almost dog tracking there out of turn 2, but I know that the fixed setup here does have a lot of stagger in it, so the trucks will look like they're kind of sliding, but it looks like it's sliding a little bit more than it normally is supposed to look like.
Oh, I missed that. The 97 of Cameron Hearn has been on and off pit road, as well as the 4 of Caleb Thompson.
So with 27 laps in, I think we're starting to see some green flags, or maybe just hey, I can't drive this truck anymore, it's too loose.
There's been a lot of that. I mean, the trucks, I've seen Seth come out sideways a little bit. The trucks are getting real loose now.
Right now we're looking at we were looking at the 5th place truck. Now we're looking at the 4th place truck of Adam Nowinski, the 77 of Seth Schultz in front of him there in 3rd. See just a little bit of a wiggle there, 28. We see the 97 of Cameron Hearn behind him. That is not for position. Cameron is on fresh tires. Adam and Seth are on the original. They should be able to easily rip by these guys like nothing. But that's also another factor too there. We're hitting that early. You're going to drive that truck a lot harder knowing that you've got fresh tires, and then before you know it, you've already burned them up. So now the lead between the 75 of Robert Barris and the 10 of Todd Crane second is a 6.1 1 second gap.
Oh, so we got a little cluster here with the 29, the 76, and the 5. Everybody trying to get around.
Well, that's the most action we've seen in about 15 laps here. Everything is so spread out right now as Robert's continuing to pull that gap even further out on the Todd Gray. Finally got something to talk about here. Well, we did.
Well, 73 still trying to move forward as he's going to put a move on the 5 Brad Spider.
As he does so very easily, once again using that apron on the front stretch to his advantage. That's going to move the 73 up to 5th, and right now he's going to try and make it a twofer as he's going to try and go by the 76 Joshua Jones here in 3 and 4. That will move the 73 up to 4th position.
I think the 73 was saving his stuff because he has moved his way all the way from the backfield all the way up to 4th place.
It appears the 75 of Robert Barris has come down pit road because I'm looking at the board here right now and it is scoring Lieutenant Todd Gray as our race leader. So now we're starting to see the leaders coming down pit road. Todd right now with a 5.3 second lead over the 77 of Seth Schultz. Adam Nowinski is almost a second behind that. See the forward Caleb Thompson there. He is not on the lead lap, but he does have some fresh rubber, so he's easily going to be able to split these trucks here. And right there, you can see the difference between old tires and new. As we see the 28 of Adam Nowinski, he's making his way down pit road right now. He was the third place truck. That will now hand third spot over to the 73 of Chris Ostrander.
Somebody around on the end of pit road.
That might be the 28 of Adam, because I did see him going down pit road.
No, it looks to maybe have been 6 of Rodney Kramer.
Uh-oh.
No, it was definitely the 6 of Rodney Kramer.
Like I said before the race began, getting on pit road is going to be quite tricky, especially under green flag conditions. But so far, we do have 42 laps in the books, all of them green flag, 43 now. And we are right in the middle of our first round of green flag pit stops.
Yeah, it appears that Rodney just had the brakes set up a little bit wrong in that truck coming in or something. When he stepped on it, it just, as he come down around the yellow line, coming onto pit road, the truck just stepped around on him and hard into the inside wall, nose first.
I can tell you the real reason is a Chevy with a Ford paint job on it. Do what Mark Martin did, where was it? I don't know what track it was, where he spun and then slammed the opening on pit wall and almost bifurcated his race car. They're going to have to battle for 5th. Avery, McDonald, and Cameron Hearn both make their way around the 68, so that'll move Cameron up. Cameron is 4th position. Avery was not, so James will drop back to 6th, and Cameron will move up to 5th, as right now your top 5 as it sits is Todd Cray leading, Seth Schultz 2nd, Chris Ostrander 3rd, Joshua Jones 4th, and the 97 of Cameron Hearn in 5th. 7 trucks on the lead lap right now. A little bit of a battle going on here. We saw the 28 of Adam Nowinski drive down there. Right now he has some 2x2 going on as he's able to clear the 24. 24 is going to try and come back down, and we're almost going 3 wide here, but speeds are not going to bring it into play there. Now the only truck that is actually scoring position right now is the 76 and 29. And the 24, those are for position, but that is going to be for, well, hell no, it's not either, because the 29 is down 2 laps, the 28 is down 1, so the 28 needs to catch the 4. Right now, Caleb Thompson in the 4 truck being scored first truck a lap down. So in the event the caution came out right now, he would be sitting in the lucky dog spot. It appears that in this group of vehicles here, the only two that are for position would be between the 28 of Adam Nowinski and the 24 of Wesley Kells. So we see Adam makes his way around our current second place trucks as well as Avery McDonald.
So we still have 5 trucks that have not pitted.
Todd Cray on pit road, new leader, 77 Seth Schultz.
And now a report from the 75 pit. Looks like his right rear tire was down to 75%. So this truck is really tearing up right rears. Report was he was going to try to come down this lap, but it looks like he got hung on the outside and couldn't get down to pit road.
That's the danger there of trying to go for a bonus point, is you've got all these other trucks around you. Now we see the 75 of Robert Barris in the picture. Seth's got to be able to make it down pit road. Robert has already pitted once. Seth still has to. Now he's down at the bottom, so that will hand right now the lead over to the 97 of Cameron Hearn.
Now 5 truck Brad Spider there, he's going for his lap back here.
So doing it the hard way.
That'll put him back on the lead lap as 97 got a little loose going around that turn.
Well, I think a lot of it had to do with Brad there being on the bottom. It seems like with iRacing's latest build, they actually brought in the as we see the Ford truck of Caleb Thompson on there going down pit road. I think iRacing actually brought the effect of dumping dirty air on a truck or on an Xfinity car or the Monster Energy Cup Series cars. You can get up on these cars now, and if you do a crossover on somebody and you cut it fairly close, you can actually dump some really shitty air on them and get the whole front end, especially in a corner. You can get that car to just make it, the car behind you extremely tight, or you can get right up on their quarter panel and take some of the air off of them. And yep, we have the 75 to the inside of the 97 here, as we have now 55 laps in the books. Still all green flag lap here. As we see the 97 bobble there. Just over a third of the way in the books here at Chicagoland Speedway. Still waiting for my favorite time of the night when we stop counting the laps up and start counting them down, but that'll be still a long way out. Lap 100.
those donuts?
Maybe. Got a problem with it?
2 dozen.
Got a problem with it? I also had a couple burgers. I had some roasted potatoes, so...
I bring 2 dozen donuts and I get 3. You ate the rest?
I was hungry. Just think of this as payback for all those times with all you can eat buffets. Took everything that I wanted and you ate the whole damn tray. Surprised you haven't gone to the casino. Now, wait, hold on a second, You accused me of eating all those donuts. I don't eat Krispy Kreme, I only eat Dunkin' Donuts, so those nasty ass donuts that are sitting over there, those are yours.
No, they're gone. There's nothing left in the box.
I did not touch those because I refuse to eat Krispy Kreme donuts.
Krispy Kreme.
Negative. I'll take Dunkin' Donuts all day, every day.
Dunkin' Donuts used to be good when the donuts were made at each friggin' place.
That's the beauty of a independently owned store. They make all theirs in store. Nothing arrives on a truck except for the ingredients to make the dough. All their sandwiches made, they're not pre-done. All you do is smack them together and heat them up. Now you go back north, back where I'm originally from, yeah, it's junk. Then I probably would eat a Krispy Kreme donut. Well, as we are 66 laps into the race here, right now it's showing that Robert Barris has a 24-second lead over second place right now.
those balls you used to blow up with your hand on them and sit there and punch them all day?
Oh yeah, those are the ones I used to walk up to my brother and punch him in the face with it. You wanna know what really pisses me off that they don't sell anymore? Well, it's a New England favorite pastime, or at least it used to be growing up. It's an outdoor activity. We had a blast with them, and we survived through it, so obviously it's not that freaking dangerous. Bingo! Only we didn't try to aim for the rings. We threw those bastards straight up in the air to see how high, and then stand there and wait till the last second and move out of the way. Whoever standing there the longest and didn't get impaled was the winner. Or you could take it and try to Joe Namath the damn thing and throw it like a football, but it was really hard seeing how that little plastic thing would slide on the shaft, and a lot of times, I think my brother actually stabbed himself with one. It's actually pretty funny. That and badminton, I don't know why, but that was a huge thing back home. Let's just add the dirty word, the shuttlecock.
Yeah, Robert did that.
So that will hand your lead over to the 10 of Todd Cray right now, as we are going to be coming to lap 77 here. Officially one lap past halfway here, and we have a caution on the track.
You doing there, bud?
I think this is something that all the drivers have been looking for all race long. Right now we're trying to look around and see what brought this caution out, but as of right now, we're not really seeing anything. Alan, why did you open the window and throw it like all your hot dog wrappers out on the front stretch?
So somebody would blow up.
Well, apparently they didn't, because we can't find anything around this mile-and-a-half track, so I guess it's a debris caution. We'll just call it that. We see the 97 of Cameron Hearn has made his way around the 10 truck. That will inherit the lead over to the 97 as the field catches the iRacing pace car. I don't know if everybody got a chance to see it or not, but Ty Majeski made his start in the Xfinity Series with the iRacing paint scheme and pancaked the right side of it. So it looked just like anything you'd see here on iRacing.
Apparently, it was the 4-car self-spin out of turn 4.
That would be Caleb Thompson. It doesn't look like Rodney has too much damage to that Valvoline Chevy. I can see a little bit of damage there on the left front, but doesn't look like he hit that inside pit road wall too hard. It is a little wrinkled across the grill, but nothing major, so don't think that's really going to hurt him any unless he's down on power.
Well, that should put almost everybody back on the lead lap here anyway, so maybe they've learned enough and be able to stay a little closer together this time around.
I don't know. The track still just does not seem like it's come in enough. It's still loose on the long run, and as the tires get more and more wore out, the trucks just get more and more slideways. So honestly, we're not seeing the amount of rubber being thrown down that usually we see here at most of the tracks that we run. So I wouldn't be surprised if once this goes back green that they're going to quickly just get right back out to a single file, and it's just going to be a repeat of what we saw for the past 70 some odd laps.
Well, that's one of my favorite words.
Slideways. So while we are working our first caution, we're going to go ahead and take a quick commercial break, and we will return with some green flag racing. Back with perfect timing. Pace car is off. There's the jump. Green flag is back out. We are back underway. Lap 82 here at Chicagoland with Diehard Racing League's Automated Office Technologies Truck Series. A little bit more of a slice and dice style racing here, but I think give them about another 10 laps and we'll see them all single filed back out again.
depends on how close and how tight they start racing.
Now we got a couple groups right here, like I'm watching the 77, the 68 to 28, now the 24, 97, 73, and 29. Now we got the 5, the 28, the 68, and the 77. We got a couple good packs there, but right now it seems like the front two are just like, see you guys. Robert and Todd are just going to go ahead and take advantage of that. As now we got James on the inside of Adam here as they go into turn 1 and 2. That second group of cars is now starting to catch up to that front group, so let's throw some more trucks in the mix. Come on, get them all up there and get them start beating and banging fenders. Right now we are looking at 6th position. That belongs to the 77 of Seth Schultz. Behind him, the 97 of Cameron Hearn, and in front of him, the 68 of James Brown. First few laps are always going to be the entertaining ones because everybody's going to try and jockey for position. But after that, after using those first few laps and getting those tires heated up, which doesn't take much when we're already on a fairly hot track, you're going to see them slide back into a single file action, and that's exactly what we're seeing now. I do believe that this is probably one of the hardest races that we've broadcasted yet. There's really not that much to talk about when you get the, we have another caution on the track, so there's something to talk about finally. Maybe now, since we have the first caution, that's going to open up the door to more of them, so we actually have things that we can talk about. It appears we have a little bit of teammate action here, as this caution will be on the 73 and the 29, so we're going to go back and take a look here. Here we see him coming down the back stretch, 29 on the inside, 73 on the outside. Everything's looking good right now. If you turn 3, come out to turn 4 here. Looks like, I believe, Ostrander just thought that Avery was going to go down to the apron there and just drove right down on the 29. Good job by the 4 of Caleb Thompson checking up there, but honestly, I do believe that was all on Chris there. I think he just thought that Avery went down a little further than he did and just drove down onto his right front. Simple racing mistake right there. As the 68 of James Brown has elected to stay out to lead a lap, so that's going to put him as our race leader right now. All right, so the lights are out on the pace car. We're less than 1 lap away from restarting. We will restart on lap 94. Robert Barris in the 75 will be your race leader. Quick run through the top 10. Second place belongs to 10 of Todd Cray, Brad Speidel in 5th, Adam Nowinski 4th. Wow, I butchered that. 77 of Seth Schultz in 5th. Josue Tella 6th, Cameron Hearn 7th. Joshua Jones 8th, Avery McDonald 9th, and James Brownell rounding out the top 10. Back out. Robert got one hell of a jump there on that start, so that also opened the door for the 5 of Brad Speidel. As you see, he is down on the inside and has actually been able to clear the 10 of Todd Cray as they come out of turn 2. Meanwhile, the 97 of Cameron Hearn glued to the back going with the 77 truck as he's trying to get around the 28 of Adam Nowinski. Things work out here. We know a single truck down there by himself isn't really that impressive as we've seen. He's still door to door with the 28. He gets a slight bit of a run into the corner, but coming out middle off is where he really loses the speed. Once again, he's back door to door, and now I think there we go. Smart move, just clear up and go behind the 28 for right now. The 24 and the 68 are directly behind him.
Yeah, I've been watching. If he can get all the way down there and not have a truck to his outside, he can really get a nice run. Let it really drift out there. But if there's another vehicle up above it, he just has to hold it down and pinch it down so tight.
Right now they're actually doing a pretty good battle here for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. This is more what I like to see. It's almost like all of our unspoken thoughts and things have translated somehow down to the racers, and they're giving us a little bit more of a show. That, and we're now 3 laps away from 50 laps to go, so I think maybe now they're going to get a little bit more aggressive here, especially seeing how there are 10 trucks competing for the championship, and the majority of them are right here inside the top 10, if not all of them. Right now that that 10 is either he's got something that's a little funky with his truck, or he just might be laying off a little bit right now. He's dropping off pace. He's already lost 3 positions now. He's lost 2nd to Brad, 3rd to Adam, and 4th to Seth now. And now he's under fire by Cameron Hearn. He'll drop him even further back.
Dropping back like a rock.
Well, he's now back to 6th.
The first 4 laps there and cost him.
He did restart on the outside in second, and now he's fallen from second all the way back to sixth. Right now, these 3 guys are on a mission. They're trying to march up and catch that 5 truck of Brad Speidel, who is 1.1 seconds behind our race leader, 75 of Robert Barris. And I just looked up at the lap counter, and finally we're in my favorite segment where we're counting the laps down.
Couple of laps, Cameron's really pushed the truck to catch up to Scott. He's right on his back bumper once again.
Makes you wonder though, who right now is more willing to use up their stuff to get up there, and who's going to be a little bit more lenient. Right now, I think that 97 truck is giving it hell. As we see him, looked like he had a pretty decent bobble there off the turn 2, which cost him all the ground that he just gained, and that's actually going to hurt that 97 truck now, as that right rear tire is going to be a little bit hotter, which is going to make it a little bit more slippery, and that's allowed the 10 and the 6 to close up all of what he made and then some, as we see the 6 of Rodney Kramer going around the 10 of Todd Gray, so that pushed Todd back to 7th now. So yet another spot lost for the 10 truck. Now we see the 97 is under fire by the 6 of Rodney Kramer. Problem is staying down there too long, it's just going to absolutely destroy those right side tires. So far he's hanging on though. I don't think he's going to be able to make the pass, but now I think they're both going to cut down and see if they can't help each other get past the 77 here as they come to the start-finish line.
Sideways coming up to that corner. Lost a lot of time.
Yeah, I think he's made his, he's very, very loose. Yep, there goes the 97. He's around in the grass. I knew that was going to, as soon as he got really close there to the 6 truck, that was almost a given that that was going to happen, because I've seen it all too many times, especially in official races. When you get that close to the truck next to you, both trucks actually suffer from it, but it's more so the truck that's on the inside. When that air gets taken off of that side of the truck, it's just absolutely ridiculously loose and no way to save it, and that's exactly what we saw with the 97 there. But the good news is he did peel down to the infield, which is going to leave us with green flag racing here as we are 40 laps to go here at Chicagoland with the Diehard Racing Automated Office Technologies Truck Series.
Now these guys are probably going to have to make at least one more pit stop. So now it's a question of
And it does appear that the 97 has taken his truck to the hauler after spinning it there. So I went to go see where he was on track, and he is not on track. So 97 done for the day. 12 trucks left in the race. Caleb Thompson being that 12th truck, he's the only truck a lap down. So should the caution come out, Caleb will get the lucky dog. Meanwhile, a run through of the top 10 here out front. It's Robert Barris with a 3.8 second lead over second place with Brad Speidel. Adam Nowinski right there in that red 28 truck in third spot. Rodney Kramer in the 6th, 4th. The 77, Seth Schultz 5th. Lieutenant Todd Cray 6th. Josue Tellison in the 24, 7th. Joshua Jones in the 76, 8th. The 29 of Avery McDonald 9th. And James Brown in the 68 will round up the top 10.
gets it slowed up. He's coming down pit road.
So that would be Seth's final pit stop here for the race. As meanwhile, we've got a battle going on here for third as the 6 of Rodney Kramer is challenging the 28 of Adam Nowinski here as they go into 3. And hand that spot over to the 6 of Rodney Kramer. He's up to third. So despite his little early incident during the first 50 laps of the race here, I think he's had a very good turnaround now as he is being scored inside the top 3. So even with a little bit of damage there across the nose of that Valvoline Chevy Silverado, it's definitely not affecting anything speed-wise, and it sure as hell ain't hurting the car in the corners because he was absolutely able to just easily pass the 28. And now he's going to try and make up that deficit on the 5 and see if he can't go for second spot. Now, everybody will have to come down pit road probably one more time to make it the rest of the way, especially for tires. Fuel on our last caution was at lap 90-something. Yeah, they're still going to have to come down regardless. You see the 75 of Robert Barris is on pit road, so that'll hand the lead over to the 5 of Brad Speidel. So green flag pit stops are now underway. Final green flag pit stops at that. We have the 6 of Rodney Kramer and the 28 of Adam Nowinski both coming down pit road right now.
Yeah, I've got James down and Avery down as well. Avery down with 4 tires of fuel. James down with 4 tires of fuel. We're coming off pit road.
We got the 6 and the 28 both in their boxes right now. Right side's going up on both trucks. This will undoubtedly be 4 tires and fuel here as we see the left side's going up. Rodney's down, Adam's down, both down and away. make their way back out onto the track here now. Of course, long written rule that everybody knows it's enter on backstretch only. So these guys have to get up to speed as much as they can in the corner without losing too much grip. And now they're going to be under fire by other trucks that are still at speed as they're getting up to speed. But the new tires versus old tires is definitely a huge factor here as we see the 28 going around the 24. So right now I'm seeing 5 trucks on the lead lap. I'm going to guess that all of those are ones that still have yet to pit, other than now the 75 of Robert Barris. So now a lot more starting to pop up now. Robert and Seth have both gotten back on the lead lap. So 7 trucks now on the lead lap. That will hand the lead over to Lieutenant Todd Gray. You see the 5 getting back up to speed there on the backstretch. That will move Adam up to 8th. Both trucks being scored 1 lap down. And while we took a brief look at right there, we can see our race leader as he's trying to put the 6 truck of Rodney Kramer a lap down, but that is not going to happen seeing how they are on fresh tires. And here comes another truck with fresh tires as well. Actually 2 trucks. Adams are just a few laps newer than Brad's. That will give the 5 and the 28 the lap back that they needed. They will be back on the lead lap now, so that should put 9 trucks back on the lead lap. And since we have not done it at all tonight yet, let's go ahead and take a summary here. Right now we've got 125 laps complete out of 150. We've had 11 lead changes and 2 cautions for 8 laps. Looking at the data here right now, Robert Barris is our current lap leader. He's led 91 of the laps. Todd has led 21. Seth has led 2. Brad's led 4. And James Brown stayed out to lead 1. So that right there will be all of your laps combined. Oh, Cameron Hearn, forgot about that. Cameron had 7 laps led. And we're going to add another retiree to the garage here. The number 4 Jive Toyota Tundra of Caleb Thompson has gone behind the wall, so that'll leave 11 trucks left here with 22 laps to go. Right now, 9 of the 11 trucks are on the lead lap. The only 2 that are not are the 29 of Avery McDonald and the 68 of James Brown. Right now, Avery is sitting in the lucky dog position. Out front, Todd Cray with a 7.8 second lead over second place. Right there, the 24 of Josue Teles. Third place is the 76 there of Joshua Jones. James is just trying to make his way around these guys. He's got newer tires, now he's got to go up and try and get the 10 truck. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but as of right now, they're both able to clear the 24, so that'll move Joshua Jones up to second and Josue back to third, as it'll be 19 laps to go at the line here. So laps are finally starting to dwindle down here. I know 150 laps here at Chicagoland. That doesn't really seem like a lot, but this is what, just roughly, what, about a mile and a half?
I think so.
Bunny's ready to figure it out. Oh, look at that. It's 1.529 miles. So 150 laps, multiply that by 1.5, and you get the race distance. So it's a very long race. $225 miles. Right now we're going to be seeing a battle here for the lead between the 75 and the 10. Robert is going to, looks like he's going to make some pretty easy work here out of the 10 truck as they go into turn 1. And there you go, there's another lead change. Hand it back over to the 75 of Robert Barris, up to the race lead. So that'll have 10 trucks on the lead lap. The only truck being scored a lap down right now is the 68 of James Brown. But right in front of our race leader is the 73 and the 29. So if there's going to be a caution and James wants that lucky dog, it needs to happen very, very soon, because Robert's going to start making quick work going around the 73 of Chris Ostrander here, and then the 29 of Avery McDonald. So 8 laps to go here now at Chicagoland. See how this race is going to play out.
Robert's just opening up that wound by almost 3 seconds. It's over 3 seconds now.
No strategy is key here, and we were talking it out there over in Venturlo. Todd, right now, I think he was trying to make it all the way to the end, but just ran out of time, and 75 caught him, and now is just absolutely checked out as it's almost up to a 4-second lead, as now he's getting challenged by lap traffic here. That's going to force the 10 all the way up to the top. They went 3 wide there. So that'll let the 68 and the 73 both by the 10. And then the next truck that would come in the picture will be the 5 of Brad Spidle. That will be for position against the 10. As you can see him right there as he comes out of turn 2. He's only 0.7 back from the 10 truck, and he's steadily closing that in. So we might see here, with 4 laps to go, we might actually see that 5 truck make a move on the 10. And here we go. The 5 of Brad Spidle has cleared the 10 of Todd Cray. So move Brad up to 2nd and Todd back to 3rd. Next truck would be Rodney Kramer to come up and get 3rd from the 10 of Todd Cray.
Well, tires are key here. I'll give him that.
Definitely got to give a big shout out and a round of applause to the 5 truck of Brad Spidle. He can keep going the way he's at right now. We've only got 2 laps to go, 8 more corners, and he'll bring it home 2nd. Great way to start off the first of 4 chase races here. Robert has a 6-second lead over Brad. White flag is out, so we have 4 more corners to go. Let's see what happens here on the last lap. Checkered flag is out to score the first of the 4 races here in the Chase Series. 75 of Robert Barris. He's going to win race number 1. Brad Speidel is going to bring it home second. And believe it or not, the 6 of Rodney Kramer was showing for second, but the 10 of Todd Cray, it does appear, will get third. And word through the tower, tonight's luck of the draw winner is the 28 of Adam Nowinski. But before we get the interviews underway here, we're going to go up to our race winner and watch the festivities. So you see Robert burning it down here. All right, before we get our interviews underway as well, we're also going to go ahead and give you guys the results here tonight with the win. 101 out of the 150 laps led, 75 of Robert Barris. 5 of Brad Speidel is going to bring it home second tonight. Rodney Kramer is going to squeak out third place. Lieutenant Todd Cray ran out of gas, but he's still going to salvage fourth. The 77 of Seth Schultz will bring it home fifth tonight. Adam Nowinski in the 28th, sixth. Joshua Jones, seventh. Josue Tellis, eighth. Avery McDowell, ninth. And James Brown will round out the top 10. Chris Ostrander, 11th. Caleb Thompson, 12th. Cameron Hearn, 13th. And the last 2 did not start the race, so that will round out the field here. So, Alan, why don't you go ahead and bring Rodney up here and give him his little bit of TV time.
Rodney brought it home third. Didn't think you were going to have enough to catch Todd there, but it seems like maybe he ran out of gas. How are you doing tonight?
I'm doing good. Yeah, he said there that he had run out. They're coming out of 4 or going into 3, but yeah, heck of a recovery. At one point I was down 2 laps, so even if I'd have finished 4th, it'd have been a good recovery.
Absolutely, good job on that. You know, it was pretty interesting watching the race unfold. The first part of it there was pretty long and drawn out. Everybody was kind of just minding their own business, running straight line.
Yeah, this thing is horribly loose after 5 or 6 laps with a full tank of fuel. So when them cautions come there towards the middle of the race and I was able to get down on fuel from there on out, I never ran more than half a tank of fuel, and the thing, it tightened it up beautifully.
I think go ahead, Alan.
I'd say that's an interesting strategy, I guess, as long as it works out for you.
Yeah, I'd have been probably in trouble if that last caution wouldn't have come out. I would have definitely probably been in trouble, but as it happened, it worked out in my favor for once.
And now that we have the first of the 4 races in the books, what are you thinking about our next race, which will be Bristol? That's going to be, to me, the make or break race of the chase here.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you, Art. I'm not real good at Bristol, and you got to kind of run the high line there, and it's not real easy to pass there, so qualifying will be everything. But if I can get out of there halfway decent, I feel real good about Charlotte. It's probably one of my favorite tracks.
Well, once again, congratulations on third. Is there anybody that you'd like to thank?
You guys for televising it. Diehard Racing is a great league, and I really enjoy racing and bullshitting with all you guys, so thank you.
So just a quick note, Rodney, that moves you up 5 positions on the standings right now.
Yeah, I didn't score many bonus points during the regular season, so I was kind of in a pretty deep hole to begin with. So we'll definitely take it. It's definitely a good way to start it off.
Well, that puts you up in 4th for the start of next week's race, so good luck to you.
Thank you, guys.
All right, that was our third place finisher, Mr. Rodney Kramer. Now we will bring in our second place finisher. All right, Brad, hell of a run. We watched it all night, and it seemed like it was going to be a battle between the 75, the 10, and the 97, and then all of a sudden we saw the 5 up in the mix, and thought towards the end that the 10 still had the run, but he'd stayed out. You had the fresher tires. You made an easy pass on him, and he ended up running out of gas, which ended up giving Rodney third. How did the race feel? Because from your point of view, because we know the trucks were extremely loose tonight.
Yeah, it was all about fuel, how much fuel we had in the tank. I mean, anything over, for me, for anything over 13 gallons, I was loose. And anything under 10 gallons, I was tight. So I wanted to stay in between that range, and I was perfect after that.
It's exactly what Rodney said. He never put anything more than half a tank of fuel in the truck to keep it tight. It's about 5 or 6 laps. The trucks were just absolutely uncontrollable. As we did see a few incidences happen, most of them did not trigger cautions, but 2 of them did. You brought it home second. That's going to be a great points night for you, and definitely a great way to start off the first of the 4 chase races, as the next race we're going to move to is going to be Bristol, which, like I was telling Rodney, that's going to be probably the pivotal make or break race here in the chase, because Bristol is such a hard track to run. What are your thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I'd race anything but Bristol. Bristol's my Achilles heel, so to say. I guess you want to. I can't race Bristol that good.
Well, second place tonight is definitely going to help you a lot. Now, Alan, I know you did the statistics and all that stuff. How many positions did Brad move up tonight?
Brad didn't actually move up any positions. He stayed right there in 3rd with his finish. So, you know, he's about 14 points out of the lead.
So there we go. Tight competition as we're going to head into the second race. I know the race was scheduled to be on 4th of July weekend, but we're going to have to double check and confirm that that still is or is not, because if that is the case, I will not be here, because pretty much like most of America, we're going to be out blowing stuff up. But once again, congratulations on the second place finish. Brad, is there anybody that you'd like to thank?
Yeah, Automated Technologies Solutions, I guess, and Seth for putting on the league, and you guys for covering the race. I guess I'm gonna have to work on Bristol. I got a lot to catch up on that track.
Well, once again, congratulations on second, and we will see you at Bristol.
Thank you.
That was our second place finisher, Brad Spidle. Now we're going to bring in our race winner. Well, Robert, after last night's little ordeal with your wrist, it definitely wouldn't have showed tonight, because you absolutely dominated this one. You led 101 out of the 150 laps. How's it feel?
It hurts. It's swelled back up a little bit. Other than that, it's awesome. That was a heck of a race. Personally for me, the performance going out, the pole leading laps, getting the win, but then also for the field, it was a pretty clean race. I think we only had 2 cautions, and it was a painful. Trucks were crazy loose, especially after like 10 or 15 laps. And I know some of those guys were running 40, 50 lap runs, and for the most part, they held everything under control. So shout out to the entire field for the clean race that we had.
Both Brad and Rodney said that, well, Rodney specifically said that he never ran his truck with more than a half a tank of fuel in it, which seemed to tighten it up. Brad was anywhere between 11 to 13 gallons in the truck, but both of them had a little bit different. Rodney said about after about 5 or 6 laps that the truck just got absolutely uncontrollable. Brad about 10 laps, and so basically it's the same thing that we saw all throughout practice. We had a hot track, very low starting state on it, which we knew automatically there was going to be barely any rubber on the track and it was going to be loose on the bottom, loose on the top. But once again, you managed to come out completely on top with another dominating performance. It's got to feel great, especially knowing that this is the first of the 4 chase races and our next race will be at Bristol Motor Speedway.
Oh, absolutely. It's awesome to get that win. First race for the chase, pick up all the bonus points, get max points, is awesome. In terms of the track and how everybody kind of comparing, I could kind of tell Todd and Brad and really everybody could hang for 10 or 15 laps or so. I was doing the same thing with fuel, sticking somewhere between 13 to 15 gallons to try to tighten it up a little bit. But after 10 or 15 laps, then I could see I could start to lap people. So I figured that the surface it drives a lot like Atlanta. And I've had a lot of really good success there, being able to save tires, be easy on the tires, but still be really fast. And so that's kind of, I think, was the key to success today, was the same thing, being able to be fast, but also save the tires. And so over the long run, you could see that start to pay off.
Well, results don't lie. You came into the chase with the lead, and you're going to move into the second race with the lead as well. So, still have to figure out whether we're going to be running this on 4th of July weekend or not, because, like I've been saying, that I will not be around 4th of July weekend, so that might suck a little bit, but nonetheless, congratulations on the race win. Who would you like to thank?
Thanks. Before we get to that, I can confirm for everybody that we will be pushing everything back a week. So
Thank God.
July 4th weekend will be off, so be able to spend with our family and friends and enjoy the celebration of the nation's birth. And so we'll resume back to Bristol the week after. We'll just push all the races back 1 week. To everybody, to thank everybody at the league, Seth and Rodney, you guys in the booth, Mike in the control tower, for everything you do to keep things up and running and smooth. Automated Office Technologies, James Brown's for paying the bills this season and next season, and then also I believe somebody got a little raffle money from Cody Franklin and his Sport Local Heroes. So the thanks to him for putting that forward for everybody.
Tonight's luck of the draw was Adam, so that's $5 that'll undoubtedly. That's the one thing that I love about this league so much. Everybody, doesn't matter what they win, it always goes right back into the league. And we all know how much it costs to run a league. And most drivers that show up to the leagues that do pay out, they take the money and they go with it. But that's the one thing that I've always taken the most pride in ever since I joined many seasons ago. That seeing the majority of the drivers throwing the money right back into the league, that just goes to show the level of people that we have here at Diehard Racing.
Yeah, definitely an awesome group. Both on the track like you saw tonight, being able to handle the conditions, being clean, and also off the track, putting everything back in, and just the camaraderie that we're able to have off the track is awesome.
All right.
Well, Rob,
go ahead, Alan.
Robert, they're going into Bristol. Looks like you're going to have a 11-point lead over second place Seth Schultz. So keep those bonus points rolling in. Keep yourself in the lead.
Yeah, I'm glad to see we're going to have that extra week off to get practice at that Bristol race. I had circled on the calendar as a wild card. So we'll do the best to get ready for that and see what it looks like on the other side.
All right, well, once again, congratulations on the dominating race win, and we'll see you in 2 weeks at Bristol.
Thanks, guys.
All right, that was our race winner. So, Alan, final words before we wrap this one up?
Overall it was a pretty good race. I don't know. It was a little bit dry in the start there. Everybody kind of just running the same line till we got laps wound down, and then everybody started pushing it a little more. It gave us a little more excitement. So overall, good race. I just want to thank all of our viewers for tuning in, and hope they have a good 4th of July. And we'll see you around.
Couldn't have said it any better myself. Thanks to everybody for tuning in here tonight on behalf of Diehard Racing and everybody here at Diehard Live TV. We will see you guys live once again in 2 weeks at Bristol Motor Speedway with the Diehard Racing League Automated Office Technologies Truck Series as we go to round 2 of 4 in the Chase Series. I don't believe we have anything going on Tuesday, seeing how that is the 4th of July with Mr. Shift. And I believe, looking at our calendar for Roaring Thunder, we do not have anything else either on Saturday, so we will be back in, I believe, 2 weeks with Bristol here with Diehard Racing. So thanks to everybody for tuning in, and we will see you guys next time.